Once you identify the training gaps of your training session, you should be able to design the session plan na. So let's first identify what is the session plan. So firstly daw, the session plan is simply stated, a clearly written and flexible trainer aid for conducting a training session or a module. Generally, the longer the program, the more often it is delivered, and the more complex the curriculum, the more detail is required in the training outline. Regardless of the length and complexity of a training program, if other people will be involved in materials development and delivery, the outline must be written in sufficient detail to communicate to them the designer's intent. It is designing a session plan has its benefits then. First, you should be able to give the trainers, rather the session plan will be able to give the trainer an idea of what they are and where they are going. It can also give the trainer a clear idea of what they are doing. It can record the training sessions the trainers have taken, gives the trainers a starting point if they need to do the training again with another learner or group of learners. And lastly, it also gives the trainers a firm base to review their own performance. So these are the example format of the session plan. It is divided into 4 parts. So, but even before that, you should be able to identify what is the sector which yung inyong qualification ay nakabilong. Next is the qualification title of your qualification. Next is the unit of competency that you chose in order for you to design the said session plan, and the module title of that unit of competency. Next is you're gonna have an introduction of the whole unit of competency, as well as number 2 or letter B, the identification of the learning activities. First of all, the coverage of the learning activities should be the whole unit of competency, not just a specific learning outcome, because a certain module requires a whole unit of competency. You will list down all the learning outcomes of the particular unit of competency, and you will list down the learning content of each learning outcome based on your performance criteria. So, pagka binasa po natin ang ating mga training regulations, each learning outcome has each performance criteria that you will have to address and make a topic or content with that in order for you to cover all the said criteria para masabi natin na makapagbigay tayo or magiging effective ang session plan natin dahil mako-cover natin lahat ng what is required in order for them to be able to be competent. Next thing that we're gonna do is to actually provide a method of or mode delivery on how to deliver or facilitate the learning contents. So, syempre, it is not possible lang na ang learning method natin ay isang dimension lang. It can be divided into 3 subcategories, which are the presentation. How will you present the said method? How will you practice your trainees for the said method? And how will you provide feedback on the said method? Number 6 is the resources, which should be available in order for you to deliver the said method. And lastly, the time duration for each method of the learning content. For the assessment plan, you should be able to plan the institutional assessment for each unit of competency. What are the methods that you're gonna use in order for you to assess the said session? And lastly, you will have a self-reflection of the previously held session in order for you to improve the next one. So the training session will be based, of course, from what we call the training regulations. You should be able to choose a unit of competency that you're gonna provide a session plan for. So it is required that you choose from the core competency na side. It is also listed naman sa ating training regulations, all the competencies involved for that particular qualification. The module title naman, as well as, this is actually the unit of competency lang daw. The difference between the two is the verb is in the present participle or ending with ing. For example daw, kung ang inyong unit of competency is to draft planning design, your module title should be drafting planning design. Next is the nominal duration that you're gonna use in designing the session plan. The nominal duration referred here is the estimated total number of hours that you will need to complete to that specific core competency. It can be defined by the training regulation as well as the competency-based curriculum. Next is the learning outcomes, or what are the elements under the each unit of competency that you chose. Ano ba yung mga need nating magkaroon ng outcome in order for them to know that they are competent for that particular unit of competency. One will notice that for each unit of competency, there is a corresponding set of elements and performance criteria. For example daw po, for computer system servicing core competency number 1, its elements are but not limited to install network cables, set network configuration with the rest not shown to conserve on bandwidth. So this is for example lang po. Next is you will focus on the competency standards of the said unit of competency that you chose. So this is under the section 2 of our training regulations under the competency standards. You will actually locate the unit of competency that you chose and should be able to look at something na katulad po nito. May unit title, unit code, unit descriptor, as well as the element and the performance criteria. You should be able to note that elements are synonymous with learning outcomes, while performance criteria are synonymous to the assessment criteria. You should be able again to provide a certain introduction for that particular session plan, as well as to provide learning activities for each learning outcomes. So the learning activities are divided into 7 categories: the learning content, mode, method, presentation, practice, feedback, resources, and time. First daw, the learning contents are, it refers to the contents topics that you will intend to use in order for you to achieve the desired learning outcomes as prescribed by the performance criteria of your specific unit of competency. For example, this is the unit of competency that you chose, and on the left part are the elements na you will be able to have to provide sa ating trainees, and as well as the trainees should have the outcome of doing this said task. While on the right side naman is the performance criteria, which is the criteria that one should be able to achieve in order for them to be competent on that particular learning outcome. So it is also the basis of what your learning content should be. So all the topics here or the criteria here should be convertible to topics that you will be able to provide on our trainees in order for them to be competent dun sa element na yon. Note though, when using the performance criteria, do note that the performance criteria normally refers to the desired skills that the trainee is expected to perform in regards to the learning outcome. While the contents of the range of variables in evidence guide refers to all the learning outcomes, meaning the listed possible topics under these two can be used to any learning outcomes under the specific core competency. For the methods, there are different types of methods that you're gonna have to use in order for you to have a method for each learning contents. This is based on Gagne's principle on the hierarchy of learning as well as the 9 events of instruction. For example, lecture, role-playing, debate, group discussion, or demonstration. So this is for example na nag-provide. Kung ating mapapansin, the learning content, ang title po niya is should be not sentences but names of topics. Topics that are addressed based on the performance criteria. The method naman is the method that you're gonna use in order for you to present, to have a practice on your training, and to provide feedback on your trainees. So you should be able to provide different learning methods for different learning characteristics. You will be having for each method different presentation, different practice, and different feedback. As well as you have to list all the resources needed for that particular method and the time duration for each method. For the presentation, states under this column down that the student is presented with ideas, concept, or process appropriate to the learning outcomes. So what are the examples of presentation? Reading information sheets, viewing audiovisual presentations, listening to lectures, providing or observation of the demonstration of the skills, and other presentation methods that a trainer uses in order for them to present the specific learning contents. Practice naman is allowing your trainees to actually have an opportunity to practice the skill that is being presented. It can be answering self-check for knowledge contents, solving typical problems, hands-on practice, or demonstrations of the task, job operation sheets, critiquing case studies, or merely answering questions during the discussion. So the difference first between the task, job, and operation sheets are here. Task firstly refers to a specific single task lang that the trainee should be able to perform. Job naman refers to a combination or needed multiple tasks in order to complete a job. So multiple tasks siya, or it is output-based. Operation sheet, on the other hand, naman refers to a procedural requirement to operate an equipment. So if this particular task is to how to operate a certain equipment, should be referred to as the operation sheet. For feedback naman, last of the methods is you should be able to provide an immediate feedback with that particular method that you use. It can be checking answers of your self-check to the answer key, checking the finished product, or procedure with the detailed performance criteria checklist based on the demonstration of the skills, having instructors critique the said product and performance, and among others. The activity, this activity, for example, daw is supported by answer keys, procedural checklists, and performance criteria checklists. Lastly is the time that is needed to perform that particular task. So, of course, you should be able to provide reasonable yet ample time or sufficient time in order for you to provide particular methods in a specific session plan. Next is the evaluation/assessment plan. It indicates the method of evaluating the achievement of the learning outcome for the whole core competency that you chose. Assessment first can be formative. This is a form of progress checks for learning. For every learning outcome, progress checks can be conducted to written test or practical test. Summative naman is the evaluation given at the end of the module. Pwede rin siyang practical and written tests. So in preparing the assessment plan, indicate that the testing condition, the testing condition, what are the tools, materials, supplies, and equipment needed for that particular assessment plan, the venue of the assessment plan, type of the assessment, among others. Lastly is the trainer's reflection of that particular session plan. This is the part of the session plan that serves as the documentation of the conduct of the training based on your previous session. It highlights the use of the CBLM, and it also focuses on the positive feedback of the training. What are the areas of improvement, as well as what are the recommendations for that said improvement. Okay? So we will further discuss the session plan. So firstly daw is the sector. So it is the indicated sector of the chosen unit of the chosen qualification. Next is the qualification title, which is the title of the chosen qualification. Next is the unit of competency na you chose in order for you to design a session plan. The module title naman is just a present participle form of the title of the unit of competency. The nominal duration is the nominal duration or reasonable time na binigay natin in order for you to facilitate the said competency. The learning outcomes are, which is synonymous nga to, are elements, are referred to as the outcomes of the training based on the sessions. So you should be able to provide an introduction for the said unit of competency. The learning outcome, again, is synonymous to elements. You should be able to provide all learning activities based on that certain learning outcomes. Most of the problem in this area arises in regards to where a trainee should get his or her respective topic. So this is because the training regulation simply provides army suggestions of possible topics that a trainee must learn to achieve the desired outcome. Basically, you will use the performance criteria of each element just as a basis on what is actually needed for you to be able to discuss the content. For example, let me just return on the example ng training regulations. Yeah. For example, your learning outcome na inyong i-develop is install network cables, and the performance criteria for that particular learning outcome ay this 9. Now, you will actually read this performance criteria and you will choose topics that may hit all of the performance criteria. For example, if you read all of the 9, so tools, materials, and equipment testing devices, OHS, cable splicing, network cables, ang mga requirement. For example, sa performance criteria ng said element, you should be able to provide content such as network basics that will cover most, if not all, of the competencies as well as per networks. The main role of that is to actually provide with all of the performance criteria should be able to list all the criteria as presented. Sorry, don't list. You should be able to achieve all of the performance criteria through the learning contents. You will name it as topics such as OHS policies, network cabling, cable splicing, and that regard. Performance criteria as a title of a content. I do not recommend the usage of the performance criteria as reflected on the training regulation as a learning content. That is because the performance criteria's term is to actually provide a criteria of which one should be able to do in order for them to become competent on that particular competency. The trainee must learn to perform. Thus, when you use the performance criteria as a title, there is a tendency to simply focus on the skills development. What we actually can suggest is for you to use the performance criteria as one of your objectives in choosing the right learning contents of your topics. And again, the way we title our learning contents, it should be as simple, so less words, but is concise at the same time. Content title. So for example, your content title is Occupational Health and Safety Policies and Procedures in Maintaining and Repairing Audiovisual Products and Systems. So at the same time, yung pag-number naman ng ating mga topics is based on 3 numbers. So for example, 2.1-1. So the number 2, dun sa first na part ng ating pag-name ng topics is actually what is the number of the chosen core competency, kung pang ilan yung core competency na inyong napili. The second naman na number, which is number 1, refers to the kung pang ilang learning outcome siya under that particular core competency. So kung learning outcome number 1 siya pasok, it should be 2.1. For example, it is on the second core competency and the first learning outcome of that particular core competency. The last number naman is kung pang ilang learning content siya dun sa particular learning outcome na yon. In summary, it simply means that the first content of the learning outcome of the number 1 of the core competency number 2. First content of the first learning outcome of the second core competency siya bali. So for resources, you should be able to provide or list all the resources that you're gonna need in order for you to facilitate the said method that or the said content then that you're gonna provide. And lastly, the nominal duration for each time should be indicated. For example, so they provided at least 2 methods for the said content. So for 2.2-2, 2.2-1, because it is on the second core competency, LO2 siya, which is identifying and explaining the use / functions of different types of tools in testing instruments for maintaining and repairing audio / video products and systems. So the first learning content in that is oscilloscope. So they provided 2 methods in order for them to be able to present the said content. Individualized learning and demonstration. So they provided a certain presentation which is to read information sheet 2.2-1, and for the practice naman nun is they have to answer a self-check on the said topic and check their answers to the answer key. For the resources naman, they only needed the CBLM or the competency-based learning materials. And the nominal duration for that activity is actually 30 minutes lang. For the demonstration part naman, for the presentation part, the trainer will demonstrate on how to use the oscilloscope. For the practice naman, they will perform the operation sheet, which basically states on how to use the said oscilloscope. And for the feedback naman, they will check the performance using the performance criteria checklist that you will be providing as a trainer and gauge their performance. For the resources, they needed a oscilloscope and accessories, and the nominal duration for that particular activity is actually 2 hours. So now we will proceed with the lecture on how you will do session plan as part of as part of your portfolio. Naririnig po ako?
Yes po, sir.
Okay. So the session plan po would be a very critical part of your portfolio, specifically on the templates on plan training session. So ito ay, from what I have understood, 1/4, no sorry, 1/3 ng total ng inyong score for the portfolio. 30 points po kasi yung portfolio and 10 points would be the session plan lang. So it is a very important part of your COC1 assessment for Trainers Methodology Level 1. So kailangan nating magawa ng maayos. So what we will do right after you listening to the discussion on how you will do the session plan, tomorrow, since Saturday, you will be provided time in order for you to actually do the said session plan. Then right after that, we will not proceed muna on template number 3 until I have checked your session plan and say that you can proceed. Kasi si session plan po is a prerequisite in order for us to actually develop template number 3. So ang mangyayari po niyan, importante po na tama ang ating session plan in order for us to proceed sa ating template number 3. Because template number 3 is CBLMs or the learning materials, and the basis for the said learning materials is the session plan. So yun, we will have the entire time for tomorrow in order for you to develop your own session plan, and we will check it on Monday. If said session plan is complete and appropriate and satisfactory, kung sino po yung makakapagtapos ng session plan, pwede na po mag-proceed sa template number 2. Sa mga hindi naman po makakatapos ng session plan, don't worry, we will proceed with template number 3 if you have the appropriate session plan. So without further ado, please listen on the discussion on how you will do the session plan. Competency in the module title. So we will just fill this up. So once again, the sector would be on the very first page of your respective training regulations of your qualification. And for example, Events Management Services NC3 is from the tourism sector. Tourism sector. So for your qualification, established naman na kung ano yung inyong name of the qualification, and it must be supported with the qualification level. In this case, Events Management Services NC3 is on the NC3 level. And established na rin po ang inyong unit of competency. So in this case, develop and update event industry knowledge. So si module title, when it comes to module titles, always gagawin lang po itong present participle, gerund, or lalagyan lang po basically ng ing ang mga verbs po natin. So it would be developing and updating event industry knowledge. Next, you will just list all of the learning outcomes or elements of your chosen core competency. So for example, yun nga, ang napiling unit of competency is develop and update event industry knowledge. So, pupunta tayo sa training regulation para malaman ano ba ang yung learning outcomes ng inyong chosen unit of competency. So, in this case, meron pong 4. Source and apply information of the structure and operation of the event industry and so on and so forth. So kung ilan po yung units of yung elements or yung learning outcomes po natin dun sa napiling unit of competency, yun po ang ilalagay. Kung 2 lang po ito, 2 lang po ang ilalagay. Kung 6 po dapat ang ilalagay. So yun po yung ginawa. Next would be the introduction. So sa instruction nakalagay, give a brief introduction about the chosen core competency. So the quickest way to do that is meron pong unit descriptor ang lahat ng competencies natin doon sa training regulation. So pwedeng i-copy paste na lang po ito. With me so far, may katanungan po ba?
And so far, sir.
Wala pa naman pong katanungan.
None so far, sir.
At the same time, competency-based curriculum has its own module descriptor. Pwede rin ito po ang inyong gamitin. Wala pong katanungan so far.
Clear naman, sir.
Clear naman po.
So it is the next one is the most integral part of your session plan, no? Yung learning activities na tinatawag po natin. So, ang instruction ko po dito is unang-una 7 categories po ang laman ng inyong learning activities from the learning content, methods, presentation, practice, feedback, resources, and time. So, the very first na inyong gagawan na category is the learning content, and you will do the learning activities for each of the learning outcomes. So, once again, kung 2 lang po ang learning outcome, 2 lang po ang gagawin. Kung 6 naman po ang learning outcome, kailangan pong 6 din ang gawing learning activities. So the way you actually make up your own learning content is to be based on the performance criteria of each of the element in the chosen core competency. Ang ibig sabihin po niyan, since mayroong established na learning outcome, sa kanan ng each of your learning outcome or element, meron tayong tinatawag na performance criteria. So, si criteria is a metric or a rubric of which one is to be judged or assessed. Meaning to say, ito yung performance outcome nitong learning na to. So, how would you consider that a certain individual has the ability to source and apply information of the structure and operation of the event industry? Ito yung basis mo. The person should be able to source the information on the event industry and identify it correctly. At dapat yung taong yon ay may knowledge of the event industry in the correct context to enhance the quality of work performance. Meaning to say, since ito yung basis mo on evaluating a person's performance and basically assessing them into saying that the certain person actually is competent with this type of element or with this specific...
Sir, nawala ka, sir.
Yes po. Yes po, may question po. Okay, basically, ito ito yung basihan ng paggagawan mo ng learning content. Hindi ito mismo yung ilalagay mong learning content. Ito yung resulta ng gagawin mong learning content. So paano ka daw magde-devise na kapag kami tinuro kang isang content or topic, matututo siya nitong dalawang to, you will make up your own content. So for example, for them to be identified as na-identify niya correctly rather yung sources of information on the industry, kailangan mo daw ituro yung structure, event industry structure and operation. Naintindihan po kung paano ginagawa ang learning contents?
Yes, sir. So, ibig sabihin, itong nasa learning content, sariling wordings na namin ang gagamitin namin, right? According doon sa, ang tawag dito, yung criteria.
Yes po. So your learning content must address these criteria. Okay? So next, knowledge of the event industry is used in the correct context to enhance the quality of work performance. So event types and staging elements ang naging topic niya. So question, sir, kasi ang example mo, dalawa lang po yung criteria. Paano po kung ang dami nito? Sabihin natin yung performance criteria for one element has 8 or 9. 9 na contents din po ba ang gagawin namin? Not necessarily, because the only important thing here is to answer all of the performance criteria. It is entirely up to the session plan maker or kayong gagawa ng session plan kung paano mo siya de-deliver. So if a certain content answers 2 or 3 criteria of the performance of your trainees, you can do it in clustered type na contents. Okay? As long as pag binigyan ko yung learning contents na nilagay niyo sa session plan, ma-address niya sa akin lahat ito. Yung criteria. Okay? So actually itong dalawang to, hinati niya pero it answers both. So si event industry structure and operation answers both of these one. At the same time, ito rin. So hindi siya 1:1. May gets?
Okay, sir. So, ibig sabihin nun kung ilan ang nilagay mo sa performance criteria, yun din dapat ang lamanin ng learning content. So, for example, 9 yung inilagay kong performance criteria. 9 din dapat ang mailagay kong learning content.
Yun nga yung sinasabi ko, sir. As na a-address niya lahat ng criteria, kahit hindi po 9 yan, kahit 4 po yan, kahit 5.
Okay, so hindi kailangan pareho yung laman ng performance criteria ko sa learning content.
Basihan po yung performance criteria ng learning content. So kung basta ma-address mo siya lahat, as long as ma-address mo lahat ng criteria dun sa mga contents mo, okay na po yun.
Okay. Sige, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir,
So
may
yun.
question ako.
So that way you will make up your own learning contents. Clear tayo sa learning content.
Hello, sir.
That goes with all of the learning outcomes.
Yes, sir.
Clear na po yun, ha? Okay, let's continue. So
Sir,
each
Hello,
of the
sir.
learning content, each of the learning outcome definitely should have at least 2 contents. Kasi wala akong makikitang training regulation na ang performance criteria ng isang LO ay isang criteria lang din. Minimum of 2 yan lagi. So you should make up at least 2 contents per learning outcome. Established rule po natin yon. Next rule. So the next rule is each of the learning contents must at least have these 2 methods. Bakit? Kasi once you make up your own learning content, automatically magpo-provide ka ng information sheet dyan. Kasi bubuin mo yung module ng isang competency. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng topics mo, gagawan mo naman ng information sheet. Tama?
Yes,
So
sir.
automatically, may individual study lahat ng contents. At it would be also impossible if you have a learning content and not have a lecture or a discussion dun sa content na yon. So automatically, lahat ng content may individual study, may lecture discussion. Nagkakaintindihan po?
Noted,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Now, when do you use demonstration as a method? When a certain content is demonstrable in nature. No? Kasi tingnan nyo ang difference ng dalawang topics na to sa LO3. So, ang in-address dito is source and apply information on event industry technology. Okay? So, tingnan nyo yung criteria. Information on current and emerging technologies ay i-obtain. Potential effects of different technologies in the event organization process are assessed. So, pwedeng pagsamahin ko na to. Information and yung assessment kung ano yung magiging effects niya dun sa event industry. Isang topic. Pangalawa is application. So kung ituturo mo lahat or mga current and emerging technologies na pwede mong ma-utilize doon sa event industry practices, dito i-apply mo. So kung i-apply siya, ibig sabihin may physical aspect, i-demonstrate mo kung paano siya i-apply. That's why you will have a demonstration as a method. So pagka theory-based, yung topic mo, most of it naman nagsisimula yan lagi theory-based yung topics mo. And for example, legal and ethical issues in event management, wala kang i-demonstrate dyan. I-discuss mo yung mga issues na pwedeng maka-apekto sa event industry as a general. So, i-discuss mo lang siya, tsaka magpo-provide ka lang ng module for that. Ngayon, since ito ay application of event technologies, i-demonstrate mo na siya. Doon papasok yung third method mo na demonstration. Naintindihan po?
Okay, sir.
Yes po.
Ngayon, there is a fourth method. So by the way, ito yan ha. Tingnan nyo ha. Nakalagay dito, presentations are directly related to from the methods used. Refer to second learning content for sample presentations per method. So meron kasi tayong 4 na methods na pwedeng gamitin. So automatically, individual study and lecture discussion, pasok yan. Demonstration, if your specific topic is demonstrable or physical in nature, mag-add ng demonstration. Si video presentation, ginagamit siya if the topic is critical. Kapag medyo mahalaga yung topic na yon, for the whole core competency, lagyan mo pa ng video presentation. Ibig ko sabihin. So, nakalagay dito, refer to the second learning content for sample presentations per method. Ibig sabihin, individual study, ang presentation practice and feedback niya, ito na. Huwag na kayo mag-isip kung ano pa ilalagay nyo. Pag automatic individual study, ito na kagad ang kasama niyan. Pag lecture discussion, ito na kagad kasama niyan. Pag video presentation, ito na kagad kasama niyan. Kapag demonstration, ito na kagad kasama niyan. Naintindihan po?
Yes, sir.
Yes po.
May mga parts lang kayong papalitan dito. Like for example, individual study, read information sheet, yung number of course papalitan nyo yan, at yung title ng content. So yung numbers and yung title ng content papalitan nyo. Same goes here. Demonstration. Observe demonstration on title ng content and yung numbers. So paano naman tayo nagna-numbers? Ito ang example natin. Technology applications in events. Bakit siya 5.3-2? 5 kasi, pakita ko na lang sa inyo, yung napili niyang core competency is the 5th core competency of the qualification. Kaya siya 5. Klaro po?
Okay po.
Okay, sir.
Next, balik tayo dun mismo sa current technology applications and events. Bakit naman siya number 3? Kasi learning outcome number 3 siya pumasok. So ibig sabihin, kung learning outcome number 1 ka, event industry structure and operation, 5.1. Kasi 1 ito. Gets? Next, yung last na number 2, bakit number 2 yan? Kasi itong technology applications in events is the second learning content nung LO3. So itong si current and emerging technologies is pang-una, kaya 2.3-1. So ito, since pangalawa to, 2.3-2. So same goes, no? Itong lahat ng technology applications and events, lahat yan 2.3-2. Information sheet, self-check, answer key, task sheet, performance criteria checklist. So, ito naman, no? Read information sheet 2.3-2 on, papalitan mo yung title, kung ano yung title ng content. Pati dito sa baba, observe demonstration on title ng content.
So, ibig sabihin, sir, pwede nang kopyahin tong mga wordings niya except doon sa mga titles.
Yun exactly, sir, yung sinasabi ko. Huwag na kayo
Ah.
mag-isip kung ano yung ilalagay dito sa presentation, practice, and feedback.
Hmm.
Yan na mismo gamitin nyo. Papalitan nyo lang yung title of the content and yung numbering niya.
Template na nga talaga siya.
Para
Sige,
di na
sir,
kayo
thank you po.
mahirapan.
Mm.
Okay? Sige. So, automatically, ulitin ko each of the learning outcome must at least have 2 contents. Each of the learning contents automatically has individual study and lecture discussion as a method. So, hanggang dito, covered mo na yan. Hanggang dito, covered mo na yan. If the content is physical in nature and or demonstrable, or may application, lagyan ng demonstration. Kapag ka-critical ang content, napakahalaga ng content, tsaka nyo lagyan ng video presentation. Maintindihan po?
Yes, sir. Noted.
Okay. So, na-cover na natin up until feedback. Is that safe to say? Wala na pong katanungan hanggang feedback. So, nakakalima na tayo.
Sir, paano nakukwenta yung yung sa number of minutes ng pagtuturo? I mean,
Ito po,
yes sir, yung huling
tuturo ko pa lang,
column.
sir.
Ay, okay, sorry.
Okay. So, last 2, no? Punta muna tayo sa resources. So, the resources should have, each of the methods should have different resources. Ibig sabihin, kapag ka individual study, ano po
baba mo
ba
to,
ang aking
tayo sampay.
materials and equipment? Pagka lecture discussion po ba, ano ba ang kailangan kong gamitin? Individual ang paglalagay ng resources. Ganun lang siya kasimple. Last, for the nominal duration or the time. Ito yung pinakaunan yung kailangan i-take into account. Paglagay nyo sa course structure, pag natapos nyo na to, sinabi nyo dito na yung specific core competency mo, binibigyan mo lang ng specific na nominal duration. So ito yung napili mong core competency, sinabi mo dun sa course structure, 8 oras ko lang po yan ituturo. So dapat, kapag ka tinotal tong buong session plan ninyo, 8 oras lang din to. So tingnan natin kung tama yung ginawa. 1 hour, 2 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours. Naintindihan po?
Okay na, sir.
Ngayon, when you do provide time on these specific methods, always make it make sense. Ibig kong sabihin, huwag tayo magpapa-individual study ng more than 1 hour. Masyadong mahaba ang 1 oras para si trainee ko ay magbasa ng isang information sheet, mag-answer ng self-check, at mag-compare ng answer sa answer key. Huwag mag-video presentation ng more than 2 hours. Kasi pagka yan po ay 2 hours, more than 2 hours, ang video presentation po, pelikula po ang inyong pinapalabas. Hindi po video presentation ang topic ninyo. Lecture discussion, huwag magle-lecture discussion more than 2 hours. Bakit? Sabi sa studies, 2 hours is the most time na magbibigay ng attention span na maayos ang inyong training. So kapag ka magtuturo ka ng 8 hours dire-diretso, hindi ka makapakinggan yan. Kung sobrang dami ng oras na na-provide mo at kailangan mo siyang ubusin, lagi niyong ilalagay yan sa demonstration. Bakit? There are instances na since kunyari 25 ang inyong students, tignan natin dito kung gano'n ang nangyari. Tignan nyo 25 ang students 25 trainees usually yan. Tama? Pero ang allotment lang of the equipment is 5 computers. Ibig sabihin, hindi yan 25 trainees sabay-sabay magde-demonstrate. 5 at a time at most. So meaning to say, since 25 to 25 lang yung available, times 5 ang demonstration time mo. So kung nahihirapang mag-alat ng oras dahil sobrang dami, dito nyo lagi ilalagay sa demonstration. Naintindihan po?
Yes po, sir.
Yes, sir.
For the assessment plan, usually kasi si assessment plan, ang nilalagay dito, ang maling ginagawa nila dito is nilalagay na yung questions for the assessment tsaka yung rubrics. Ang sabi po dito is assessment plan pa lang po. So paano mo ipaplano or gagawin ang assessment? Kalagay kasi dito, tingnan nyo. Questions related to LO1 to whatever LO is last. Ang ginagawa ng ibang trainees dito, nilalagay na yung tanong mismo. Assessment plan pa lang to. So, ibig sabihin, questions related to LO1 to kung hanggang anong LO ba ang inyong core competency. Ibig sabihin, kung 4 lang yung LO mo, LO1 to LO4 lang. Dito naman sa baba, performance test, ilagay nyo lang yung pangalan ng lahat ng learning outcome mo. Ganun lang po kasi yung assessment plan. Next. Teacher self-reflection of the session. It pertains to a general feedback on the session na ginawa mo. So for example, itong session na ginawa mo, in-implement mo na. Lahat itong activities mo, in-implement mo na. Sample lang, feedbackan mo siya kunyari. Give a self-reflection on how you can further improve the next session based doon sa kakagawa mo pa lang na session plan. Parang simulation lang to na nag-feedback ka. You will give the positive points first of the said session that you have just made. Next, the aspects or areas for improvement. Ano ba yung pwede mong i-improve? At lastly, tell a recommendation for the next section. So nakalagay dito, developing an event program is one of the most important parts of the entire event, etc., etc. For the target audience which has given a highlight here in the session, positive. The time allotment for each method is not that much. Areas for improvement. However, it ensures the specific learning contents needed by the learner. Areas for improvement. Ito yung recommendation. We highly recommend extending more time, especially in the first stage of the industry knowledge development, to come up with a competitive output presentation of each learner. Naintindihan po? Session plan.
So sir, sa letter D, teacher self-reflection of the session, ano siya, not necessarily magawa siya first in actual, tsaka mo siya may lalagay, right? Kumbaga ito, ikaw na mismo mag-iisip kung ano yung ilalagay sa teacher self-reflection.
In reality kasi, ginagawa lang to after implementation of the session. Pero since sinusimulate natin to, you will make up your own self-reflection. Ngayon na
Okay,
mismo.
sir. Mm.
Naintindihan po?
Yes, sir.
So we will move on template number 3.